Welcome. Good morning, and welcome. Welcome to Big Data Ignite 2019. I'm Elliot Church. I am one of the directors. The other director is Tuhin Mitra, my longtime friend and close collaborator.
Thank you.
And I say welcome because we are here together for a purpose. And that purpose is to enable and to further enable. Now, if you look around you, you'll notice that there are very capable people in this room. This room is full of talent, and I want you to do more than look around you. I want you to meet the people who you encounter in the course of this conference, and I want you to get to know something about them that is more than superficial, because as you do, you will recognize the capability that is represented by the people in this room. And so the purpose is to enable, and with all that capability, why is enablement necessary? Well, there are 4 reasons. One is that the problem is getting bigger. So there's no question that big data, in all the ways that it is characterized, is getting exponentially more complicated. Velocity, volume, variety, veracity. So the problem is growing. And number 2, the questions are getting more difficult. It only takes a few minutes of browsing on Kaggle at the kinds of questions and data sets that are available for analysis. And these are questions that companies are posing or that organizations are posing. The questions are difficult. Number 3, the competition is getting better. So we are people, we are organizations, we are collectively a place, but there are other people and organizations and places, and we have to keep pace. Not only do we have to keep pace, we have to stay on the cutting edge. And lastly, the reason we need to come together, the purpose is, it's for collaboration. So with big problems, with difficult problems, with a competitive environment, we're not going to solve that individually. We're going to solve that collectively. And so we come together as educators, as practitioners, as managers, and as decision makers, and all those people are necessary to solve a problem. It's something like the kinds of data processing pipelines that we put together in practice. There's a lot of pieces. And unless you put them all in a row and get them all moving in alignment, you don't get a solution. That is our purpose in being here today. So thank you for being here, and I say welcome. Tuhin, would you like to add a few remarks?
Sure. Thank you, Elliot, for kicking this off. I do also want to welcome everyone to Big Data Ignite 2019. This is our 4th year. We started out in 2016. And since 2016, we have come a long way with your support and the collective adoption of the idea and the vision we have had. Since 2016, we have had, to this day, 11 days of conference cumulatively, over 500 hours of content, over 150 speakers. So thank you for your support. We have 150 expert talks and support for over 30 organizations. Without that support, this wouldn't be possible. So we look forward to continuing to do this. We have a great vision and plan to move forward for the next 5 years, and we will discuss that in detail individually as I reach out to all of you. Looking forward to a great response.
Thank you, Tuhin. We are doing a collage-style welcome today. We will have a series of people who will speak to elements of the program that are important, and we will hear some messages from participants who are also important to this conference. And I would like to begin that now. I would like to introduce Michael Bloom. And Michael is the head of the BDI Research Committee. So BDI has launched this year a research division, of which Michael is the lead. And so I'm pleased to introduce him.
Thank you, Elliot. So it's my pleasure to be here on behalf of the Research Council. I'm actually the co-chair along with Marie Mooney, and we have several other volunteers who work with us. So you just heard Elliot and Tuhin talk about how Big Data Ignite seeks to foster a local center of excellence in advanced computing technologies and practice. The BDI Research Council supports that vision by quantifying, describing, and sharing the development and influence of this local center of excellence. We have currently 3 main thrusts of research, and the first one is shown with this graphic on the left. We focus on organizations here in the region and try to understand how they are developing and leveraging these advanced computing technologies. Primarily, we've been doing this through case studies, and tomorrow, you could hear my fellow Research Council member Omar Malik discuss this. He'll be talking at 1:30 p.m. on building a nascent analytics capability at Service Express, a local organization that he spent some time understanding and developed a case study on. We're hoping to grow this capability with a self-evaluation tool that companies can use to kind of take a look internally at themselves, do a kind of mini case study of their organization, and also to do more case studies. The second main thrust is depicted by the graphic on the right that you can see. We also are studying individuals in the community, people like yourselves, to understand how you are developing and using advanced computing technologies. Our main research tool so far for that has been surveys, and in particular we've gained access to a survey by Stack Overflow, and you can hear me share some insights and results, my attempts to benchmark Michigan against other regions with that data set. We're hoping to continue to analyze that data set going forward and also find other data sets that will help us understand individuals using these tools. Our third thrust relates to evaluating Big Data Ignite itself, understanding this event. Is it meeting the needs of the community? Is it empowering the community? There will be, we're doing this primarily through surveys that you all are hopefully completing. There's also a talk at the end of the day on Wednesday by Neil Carlson, who is with me on the stage here, where he will be doing some real-time analysis of all of the per-session surveys that you will be filling out during the event. So with that, I'm going to close just with 4 calls to action for you. So my first one is that you would please complete the surveys that you will be seeing available to yourselves to help us understand how the event is working and how it can get better. The second is come to our talks on Wednesday. There are 3 involving the Research Council, and we'd love to hear your feedback at those. The third is volunteer with us. We're a small volunteer team and always looking for more helpers, so if you would like to engage in some of this research, let us know. The fourth is I would request that you please consider sponsoring an internship, a BDI Research Council internship. We would love to expand our bandwidth through some summer interns and are looking for sponsors for that. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I would like to introduce Rivka Hodgkinson. Rivka, if you could give us 60 seconds concerning social media.
Absolutely. So we don't only want you to be networking in person, we want you to be networking online. It's a great way to make connections with other people. It's also a great way to give all your friends some FOMO, fear of missing out, and explain to them how amazing BDI is. We really encourage you to share takeaways, share insights, share photos, share selfies with friends here and with the sponsors, and tag our sponsors. Make sure you're using hashtag BDI 2019 on everything. And throughout the day, we're going to be having some prize giveaways and other fun things as well that you'll be able to use some additional hashtags and shout outs to sponsors or speakers and win some really amazing things. So our sponsors have been wonderful enough to provide things like we have a Google Nest sitting back there, a GVSU sweatshirt, a couple Google Assists. I had to bring something in as a visual aid, which is the I Love R t-shirt. If I brought all the things in that we have, though, I would need an assistant to help me bring it up on stage. So make sure you're following our social media. It's facebook.com/BigDataIgniteGR or twitter.com/BigDataIgnite, or just search the username BigDataIgnite. And we love to see you interacting on there, and I'll give you a retweet and shout out and all that kind of fun stuff. So make sure you're using that hashtag. You also have the opportunity to win tickets for next year, and by referring friends and participating on social media. So I look forward to seeing you in the virtual world as well as the personal, physical one.
Join me in thanking Rivka Hodgkinson. I would like to introduce Neil Carlson. Neil is on our research committee and will be saying some things about the survey.
Yes, we hope you'll help us ignite the fire of big data by providing some. After each discrete talk that is in the program, we've asked the speakers to show you this slide. Elliot, if you would.
I'm a little behind, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. You've got a QR code you can shoot with your phone. You can do the survey on your phone. It's 3 questions and an opportunity for an optional comment. We'll enter you in a drawing, which we'll have the winner at the next plenary session. And hope that you will contribute regularly. We're not just interested in how any given speaker did, but we're interested in patterns such as, do you all like certain times of day better that we can adjust for? And to that end, Rakesh Puri, are you here? Rakesh was here yesterday, and he is the winner of our first gift card. So we'll be handing this off to him. Hope that you'll do the same. If you have questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. I would like to introduce Tom Miller of Spin Dance. This conference happens because of the efforts of a lot of people, and Tom is one of those, as is his company, Spin Dance. I'll click it, Tom.
Awesome. Good morning to everybody. Excited for a day ahead. Grateful to Tuheen and Elliot for the efforts to continue to put this together. As a resident of West Michigan, I hope you all are excited and focused on making this a fantastic event. At this point, it's in our hands. There's a lot of great minds together, focused on a topic that's very interesting and dear to us all, and that we find that there's certainly more problems than solutions. And so we've got plenty to focus on for today. Spin Dance is a company located in Holland, Michigan, right downtown, for those that have been there. We're deeply committed to this event, which is about getting people together. As an organization focused on IoT, we look at ourselves as kind of top of funnel for big data. So we're one of the many sources and vehicles at which data is starting to become a big data dilemma. And so as a consulting company, we're helping organizations navigate the what to do and the how to do it as it relates not just in the engineering side of that problem, but certainly in the ethics and business value side of that problem. And so as an organization, we're focused at IoT training. It's a scenario where we feel that the marketing and business leaders and engineering leaders are often at gross disparity on what the problem is and how to speak intelligently and ultimately how to make progress. We talk about our core competency, which is IoT development as a custom software development house, and that's really just helping organizations figure out exactly how to get from point A to point B. Innovation is certainly a piece of our business that for many of the people in this room is an interesting topic. Innovating solutions around IoT and helping companies navigate that part of their business, and then being at the table for consulting and strategy. So that's a little bit about us. We've got some speakers here that are participating and deeply committed to the agenda and making this a great event. We have a booth outside, and we'd love to continue the conversation and ultimately get connected. So have a great day, and thank you again.
Join me in thanking Tom Miller and Spin Dance for being here. I would like to introduce Randall Prime. Randall Prime is a professor at Calvin College. So serving the purpose that we have requires educators, specialists, experts, visionaries, and Randall is representing Calvin University.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you also for correcting it's Calvin University as of this past summer. I'm actually a poor substitute for Brian Page, who was supposed to be here this morning. He's essentially our CIO at Calvin. Calvin is interesting in that it's both a consumer and a provider. In the last decade, not just at Calvin, but at other academic institutions, data has been driving the way the institutions themselves is changing, even as those institutions are providers of the labor that you all are hiring as they graduate with new degrees in data analytics and data science. Anyway, we're happy as an institution to be a sponsor of this event, and since Brian couldn't be here, he had something come up this morning. He was planning to be here, so he zipped me a little email and said, please read this to the crowd. So I would like to read a little email from Brian. He'll be here later in the day, by the way, so if you're interested in talking to him more about how data is driving the transformation at a university, if you think, well, how does that work? He's the right person to talk to there. Calvin is extremely proud to be sponsoring the event this year. Not only is our institution transforming its business through new ways of using data, but we are pleased to be offering undergraduate programs, minors and majors to our students, many of them who are here today, in data analytics and data science. These studies, we hope, will arrive at these students, we hope, will arrive at your organizations equipped to solve the challenges and issues you're facing using the tools and practices they've learned at Calvin University. Thanks again to Big Data Ignite for providing this opportunity to participate. And then I want to put in one more plug. Some of these students from Calvin who are here have been able to do internships at some of the companies that are represented here. We're very thankful for those companies and individuals in those companies who've been willing to sponsor those students and mentor them. It has been a fantastic thing for our students. I think the folks from Grand Valley would say the same thing. If you are interested in having an academic year or summer student work with you, please talk to the folks that are from the educational institutions in the crowd. We would love to talk to you about partnerships that serve our students and hopefully also serve the West Michigan companies. Thank you.
Join me in thanking Randall Prime. I would like to introduce Matthew Morris. Matthew Morris is co-chair of the BDI Sponsorship Committee and has put in a lot of effort to make this possible. And is responsible in important part for us being able to do this today. And Matthew is also with Confluent.io, who is participating in this conference as a sponsor and in the form of a workshop. They brought a lot of good things. And please explain to us whatever you like about Confluent.io and why they're here.
Thanks, Elliot and Tuheen, and welcome. So I'm also here from West Michigan and graduated from Michigan State, go Green. And after that, went out to the Bay Area and spent 10 years in San Francisco, kind of getting immersed in technology and software in the .com area. I'm going to date myself a little bit. And when I came back here, I started to continue in the business and represent essentially companies, the largest software and cloud companies in the world, and be the West Michigan advocate for enterprises in those accounts and help customers advance in their technology journey. And so when I joined Confluent, it was pretty exciting for some of the things they're doing in this digital transformation landscape. And one of the things that was important to us and personally important to me and what I'm passionate about is enabling the community where I'm at and the businesses I'm at to kind of have a little taste of what Silicon Valley has to offer right here. And so I started with Big Data Ignite, first being involved 3 years ago as a sponsor, and then this year was asked to come on board as the co-chair for fundraising. So it's been really exciting to get involved and immersed and see the participation. And so one of the things that we're doing, and you heard Michael talk about, is the Research Council. And we're launching a campaign for scholarship funding. So I'm not going to call you today to sponsor this event because you've already done that, although next year's event is coming up. So I will call you tomorrow for that one. But what I am going to ask is Confluent is going to participate with $500 into the scholarship fund to help fund a student in the summer to do research with the Research Council. And we have some of the best universities in Michigan located right here, not only here based like Grand Valley State and Calvin University, but we also have branches of Michigan State University, Western Michigan University, University of Michigan, and it's really grown up here. This is a college town, which is really kind of cool if you grew up here because it really wasn't considered that. So what I'm going to ask some of the sponsors to do and some of the businesses here is consider a donation. Our goal is to raise $6,000 to fund a summer internship. So I'm going to continue my fundraising activities with Big Data Ignite, just not as sponsorship chair for the conference, but for this event. So hopefully you can participate. That'd be very exciting for us. And if you want to hear more about Confluent, just come by our booth or come to our sessions. We'll have plenty of time to talk during the 2 days. So welcome, glad you're here, and look forward to a great event.
Matthew, would you like to say a couple words about the after party?
Oh, yes, we have an after party tonight. So over at Rome, sponsored by Confluent, Google, MongoDB, and Calibra. So that's from 5 to 7. Only 75 people can fit in, so first come, first serve. We're going to have a couple hours of appetizers from around the world. That's what they're kind of famous for, and drinks. So we hope to see you there to continue networking after the event.
Join me in thanking Matthew Morris for all his work. I'd like to introduce Randall Prime once again. Randall is co-chair of our program committee. He and David Zeitler have done an enormous amount of work this year and in previous years to make the content that you will be benefiting from possible. So I feel personally indebted to Randall for all the work he does. I noticed actually that any time of day that I'm awake, Randall is awake. If I send him an email, I get an immediate response, and it's also an insightful response. So Randall, thank you for those things. And can you let us know if there are any changes to the program today?
Yeah, so that's my official role, but I'm not aware of any. And I can't see particularly well from here. Did Jeff Lowenstein arrive yet? Come on up, because I'm going to introduce you in just a moment. And happy Election Day. I think I heard that you were off voting, and so it was not clear exactly what time you would get here. Since I don't have program updates, I want to do a couple of things. One of them is to say some thank yous and to give a plug for next year. The thank yous are to all of you who are speaking. If we contacted you to invite you, if you submitted an abstract, if you reached out to a colleague and said you should speak at Big Data Ignite, if you had any role in shaping this program, we thank you, because we can only speak once, and the meeting would be very boring if only a couple of us spoke. So we need all of these people to speak. If you know of people that should be speaking, let us know or let them know, have them contact us on their behalf. We would like to start planning for next year's program already now. So if you've got a great idea for next year, please let us know. At the risk of preferencing parts of the fantastic program today over others, I do want to highlight one thread that's going on today, and that's that we're partnering with the second annual FOIA Fest. That's an initiative that began with some students and faculty at Grand Valley. Jeff Lowenstein is the main leader and organizer of that, and since he's here, rather than me explain to you what they are and what they're doing here, I'm going to let him do that.
Join me in appreciating Randall Prime and his work and information. I'd like to introduce Jeff Kelly Lowenstein, a professor at Grand Valley State University and the organizer of FOIA Fest and the Water Data Hackathon.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Jeff Kelly Lowenstein, really honored to be here with everybody today. Please accept my humble apologies for being a tad late. I didn't realize this was happening at 7:45, but I did vote, so I feel good about that. So I first want to thank Big Data Ignite for the partnership. It's tremendous to work with everybody. Very excited to bring our communities together. So we are very excited to have a number of different events today. We have a day-long Water Data Hackathon, which will feed into a global investigation we're doing with journalists, data scientists, and photographers from more than 25 countries. There's an international and local water data component. We have Marissa Kwiatkowski, who is a GVSU alum, who helped break the Larry Nassar sex abuse story, doing a hands-on session. We're partnering with Big Data Ignite around Join Moiskins. And then we have a former student, Allison Donahue, who helped come up with the idea for FOIA Fest, who will be giving a presentation about her experiences. And then at 10:30, Tom Quasarano, who is with the AG's office, will be talking about the law and answering questions. So we're just really excited you're here. We really want to interact and learn from and work with you. And just thank you so much for the opportunity to partner with Big Data Ignite. Thank you.
Join me in thanking Jeff Kelly Lowenstein. I'd like to introduce Sean Beatty of Initech Global. Sean, I'm going to leave the stage, and we're going to prepare for the healthcare panel. So feel free to take your time in describing your role with Initech Global and Initech Global's role in this community and in the world.
Yeah. Thank you, Elliot.
I do want to say that Initech Global is our event sponsor, and without their participation, it would be difficult to have this event. So we are deeply indebted and grateful for Initech Global to step in and support us as the event sponsor. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, thank you to him. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. My name's Sean. I'm with Initech Global. I want to welcome everybody here to Big Data Ignite. Give a special thanks to the speakers, volunteers, and special people behind the scenes making this happen. Initech shares a similar vision with BDI. We feel it's important to connect through leaders in the Midwest region and use this forum to share our experiences and knowledge with each other. To give you a little bit of a background, Initech is a West Michigan staffing firm. We were established in 2001. We focus on cloud migration, data analytics, and IoT platforms. So we love to talk to clients, hear about their business problems, and then find how we can offer digital solutions to those problems. So come by our booth today. We're doing a raffle. We're giving out some AirPods, a Google Home, and come by and chat with us. We'd love to chat with you. Stop by over there and enjoy your time here today. Thank you.
Join me in thanking you.